Welcome back to week 2 of creating my survival game, now titled Despair. If you want to know what the game's about, check the card that just popped up in the top right corner. Now, onto the video. I wasn't able to get that much done this week because a few games came out that I was playing. Mainly Microsoft Flight Simulator, but anyway, I got some pretty essential things working. First, the inventory is now functional. It's not perfect, nor feature complete, but it now functions. You can pick up, throw, rearrange items. There's this cool drop-down menu I made, where you can close the menu, drop the item, or use the item. Use item button triggers an overrideable function that lets me add custom functionality to each item, or leave it blank if the item isn't usable. Items can also be a one-time use or infinite use. One-time use item, like a can of fish here, is like, I guess you can only use it once and it will instantly destroy itself. I might have a feature where the item can be used a certain amount of times and degrade over time. Like a water bottle that goes from 100% full to empty over like 4 separate uses. And time will also slow slightly when you're in your inventory now, so it gives you a little more time to think, but it's not completely freezing the game. I should be able to save the inventory also when the time comes, so that is quite nice. I have also made an example scene here where I've added 2 temporary items, wood and fish. The icons are temporary, and I want to add proper renders of the item, but for now, the icons convey what they need to. You can see I can only pick up as much as my inventory will allow, and I can also change the size of the backpack, so an upgrade would be the backpack size. The system also is component-based, which means anything can have an inventory, although you can't transfer items yet. Next up, I added a procedural house. This is a test. Currently, procedural generation is still looking like it's going to be possible. But even in the very slight chance it's not possible, it will speed up level design. I also plan to add a map editor, so these prefabs should make that a breeze for people to make their maps and share them. You can also change the width, length, and height of the building, and it also supports randomized textures. I plan to allow it to support a set of random pieces like windows and walls to add further variation. But right now, the interiors are looking quite empty, so soon I will add rooms, clutter, loot items, and more. But for now, this works. I've also revamped the sound of the game. Footsteps are way better, gunshots are more punchy, and there's reverb now. One last thing I added was a testing environment which should emulate more accurately how levels should play. I will adjust this as a point of reference, but here's footage of me clearing out some enemies. Now, last week I held a poll, and I asked 3 questions, and I got 67 responses, which is a good sample size. Here are some of the results. 77% of people decided that the game should be named Despair, which is a majority, so now that's the new name. 56% of people said items should be delivered immediately, which is fair and I agree, but I think we can have further discussion on this topic. And finally, 80% of people thought there should be a story, which is definitely a majority, so that will happen. I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.